What's going on, guys? Welcome to episode 10 of Film Time with Fava, brought to you by Fired Up Network. I'm ready to get into this, and I hope you at home or wherever you are as well. This week, we got a very special episode. We will be reviewing the new Demon Slayer movie, Mugen Train. I think I'm pronouncing that right. But yeah, and to help me with that, we have a very special guest, one of my very good friends, Eric Van Rassel.
How's it going, guys? Hope everyone's doing well. Fava, I'm happy to be here, buddy.
Yeah, we're happy to have you on the show. A lot of people have jump-started their careers right where you're sitting right now. So,
Yes, sir.
it's a great opportunity for both of us here.
Looking forward to it.
All right. So, let's just get right into this. So Eric, why don't you tell everyone a bit about yourself?
Well, Fava, met him in grade 9 of high school. Became very good friends with him since then. Just going to Humber now, doing some radio broadcasting, hoping to get into podcasting as well. Fan of baseball and clearly a fan of anime, as you can see from the headband and the posters in the back.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, me and Eric are rocking the Leaf Village headbands. I'm rocking the regular one. He's rocking the Itachi one. Yeah, guy's gone rogue out here already. Yes, okay, yes, so let's get into some anime talk, because you got into it more recently than I did, because I've been into Dragon Ball Z since I was probably 5. But yeah, you got into it more recently, just this year. So what are some of your favorite animes that you've seen so far?
Right. So I think I've seen only about 8 or 9 right now. I mean, clearly the favorite
Naruto.
I've recently gotten into One Piece. I'm like 320 something episodes in. I'm loving it. It's really good so far. Could surpass Naruto as a favorite. Another one that's up there is Jujutsu Kaisen for sure. Got the mangas right here, some of them right here.
Oh damn.
Attack on Titan, of course. One Punch Man. I'm trying to think. Demon Slayer, of course. Fire Force, Devilman Crybaby. Yeah, those are the ones that I can think of off the top of my head that I've seen.
You've definitely seen more than me. I've kind of been slacking. I'm trying to get more back into it. I just finished the Demon Slayer show before we saw the movie on Wednesday, as you know. And I'm gonna try and watch some more Black Clover this week, and hopefully more, in the future.
Yes, sir. Of course.
Oh yeah, no, anime's on the rise. It's becoming a lot more popular.
It's crazy.
Yeah, especially in the West. It was already popular in Japan, but it's just crazy how many people are watching it here now.
Yeah, how you said, I got into it recently. I think it's probably around October. I forgot. It's funny, I forgot it because Hunter x Hunter was the first anime that I actually watched. I didn't finish it, but it was the anime that kind of got me to watch more. And then when I got home from school in the States, I ended up just watching Naruto off the recommendation from one of my roommates. And of course that's, now I'm here.
Yeah. Well, better late than never. Glad you're on the bandwagon here, but
I know it's great to be on it. You were always talking about it in high school, and we'd be like, nah, no way.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely glad that a lot more people are opening their minds to it. It's not just for weebs. It's just good stuff. So yeah, now that we've talked a bit about anime itself, let's talk a bit about Demon Slayer. So we both watched season 1 fairly recently. So what were some of your thoughts on season 1? Did you like it? Who's your favorite characters? Just things like that.
Yeah, so I definitely liked it for sure. I wouldn't. It's tough to put it in my rankings because Naruto's 1. One Piece it's 2, and I'm not even done it yet. And it's kind of between Demon Slayer and Jujutsu Kaisen as my third favorite right now. But I'm slightly gonna give Jujutsu Kaisen the edge. However, Demon Slayer it's very good. The animation is incredible. It's like no other. I love the characters in it. It does a very good job of that seriousness and then having that comedy to it as well. Zenitsu is a perfect example of one of those characters where he kind of brings in the comedic relief sometimes. Even Inosuke as well. And it's hard. The favorite character one's a tough question. I'd have to say, ooh, it might be Gyu, I think.
Oh yeah, no, he's sick.
He's not in the show a lot, but there's just like something about him like that I really like. However, Tanjiro's got to be Tanjiro and Zenitsu. I love Inosuke as well. Like I really like all those characters. So it's super hard to pick a favorite. I just want to see more of Gyu because I think for right now he could be my favorite, but I just haven't seen enough of him. So might sound weird to pick him as a favorite.
Yeah, no, Gyu only like because he appears in the first episode and he's kind of the one that sets Tanjiro down that path of becoming a demon slayer. But after that, we only see him in like brief glimpses. But when he is in it, he's like one of the sickest dudes out there.
Yeah, like in sorry, go on.
Oh yeah, and I was just gonna say like in that fight against Ryu when he just like there's like Tanjiro is struggling to beat this guy, thinks he has, but then obviously he didn't in the end. And then Gyu just comes in and just cuts his head off easily.
With ease, yeah. And that was that was kind of the scene that was like, okay, you know what, this guy's cold. Like, and then of course even earlier, when Inosuke was struggling with that one, Gyu came in and just beat him like it was nothing. And I see that and it's like, okay, yeah, this guy's the real deal. And there's just something about like the seriousness of his character, and I want to. There's got to be a reason for it. So I feel like, it'll get into that, maybe his backstory a little bit.
Yeah, I'm really hoping they show more of him in season 2. I mean, we'll get to what we think is going to happen in season 2 later, but yeah, I'm really hoping they dive more into him and maybe give him some more of a relationship with Tanjiro besides what we've seen there. Yeah, so I guess now that we've talked about that, we can just get right into the actual Demon Slayer movie, which I actually read this fact online, is the highest grossing movie of all time in Japan.
No way. I
was watching a video about it, and the guy said this is the highest grossing movie of all time in Japan. And like, I'm not surprised that it's an anime movie, but I'm kind of surprised at the Demon Slayer movie.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Not surprised an anime one, but the Demon Slayer one, yeah, I am surprised. But you know what? It is, I think, the number one selling manga right now, at least in Japan. I'm like guaranteed that it's the number one out of like all the current generation stuff.
Which is crazy because it's only had one season, and like I'm guessing the manga is still ongoing, or
yeah, it's definitely ahead.
Yeah, no, and especially during COVID, having the number one like box office returns in Japan is crazy. Like during this time when all the theaters are basically social distance.
Yeah, it's actually crazy. That was also a great experience about watching. Yeah, going back to the theaters again.
Yeah, no, for those listening, me and Eric went to the movies for the first time since they've reopened after, well, not after COVID, but in this somewhat post-COVID world. And, it was interesting having that movie theater popcorn again. Unfortunately, you can't get the melted butter from the machine. It says not in use right now. I shed a little tear about that, but, we moved past it.
It's true. I saw him cry.
Yeah, it was not a good sight. Everyone was looking. Yeah, it was horrible. But no, yeah, seeing the movie in theaters, it was interesting being back in theaters. But it was also really interesting watching like an anime movie in theaters because I'd never done that before, not even for Dragon Ball Super Broly when that came out.
Yeah, I never thought that I'd ever watch an anime movie in theaters. And, it's like you were saying earlier about the whole thing with it. That goes to show how popular it is getting in, North America and all that. Cause, it's always been around and people have always, known of like Dragon Ball and Naruto, but a lot of people just knew the names. They didn't know the shows. And now it's like, you got the Demon Slayer movie playing in Canadian movie theaters. Like, that's just crazy to me.
Yeah. And not only that, but it's playing in Japanese.
Yeah. They're playing the sub and it's wild.
Which is much better, by the way. I'm making the switch and watching everything in Japanese now. Even regular movies.
Yeah, even regular movies.
Yeah. I
You gotta,
rewatched. I'm watching
yeah,
all
you
the
gotta
Avengers
watch all the
movies in
MCU.
Japanese.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I gotta watch the Japanese cuts of all those to get the full effect. Me and Iron Man Sama flying through New York. All right, so sorry, my dogs be barking, literally. So let's get into the movie itself. So Mugen Train basically follows Tanjiro and the gang as they are investigating a demon occurrence on this Mugen Train, literal train that they're. I don't really remember where they're exactly going. All I know is that they're on this train and they're accompanied by one of the Hashira, one of the elite demon slayers named Rengoku. Don't be mistaken with regular Goku. This is Rengoku, and the guy is sick.
Yeah, cold for sure. Yeah, I don't think it really specified where the train was going because I think it was basically just, I can't remember who it was that told Tanjiro, Zenitsu, and Inosuke. I think it was the head of the Demon Slayer Corps that was like, yeah, you guys are going to be joining Rengoku like on this train because there's people that have been going missing because of the demons.
Yeah, no, it was an interesting premise. Like when I first heard the title Mugen Train before watching the show, I didn't know that it was actually going to take place on a train. But then once I got to the finale of the show and they literally said it was a train, I kind of got the okay. I was like, yeah, okay, this makes sense because I thought the title was kind of weird at first.
Yeah, it would have definitely been random, but it makes more sense when you watch the last episode for sure of season 1. Yeah.
Yeah, no. So I guess with like positives of this movie, I just thought the animation was really good. Like the animation of the show was already great, but I feel like they took it a step up, especially during the fight scenes.
Oh, no doubt. They, especially the end fight scene for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, there's that one part during the end fight scene where Rengoku does like he slashes his sword and it becomes like a tiger lion looking beast thing.
Yeah.
And it's like going at the demon. It was that final fight was definitely the highlight of the movie, in my opinion.
Oh, 100%.
Like there is a negative about that final fight, which I will get into when we talk about the like the cons of the movie, the things we didn't like. But like that final fight in itself was just probably my favorite fight of the series so far.
Yeah. I would definitely say so as well. Including the shows, I would also put it up there. But just ahead of Tanjiro when he used the flame breathing for the first time. Yeah.
No, that fight against Ryu was really cool. But yeah, I think the Rengoku versus. Do you know what the demon at the end's name was?
Oh, I can't remember. He was one of the upper 6 though. Like he was he was definitely. I think he was the upper 3. I can't remember what his name was though.
Yeah, for everyone who hasn't seen Demon Slayer, basically the demon they fight at the end of the movie is part of this group called the Kizuki, who are like these really elite demons. And this guy was in like the top 3 of those. So this was a pretty formidable opponent that they were taking on at the end. But another positive I really liked, and I read about it online as well, was the horror aspects of this movie. Because when they're in the dream state that they get put into, you really get to see like Tanjiro like in his dream world. Like clearly something's not right there. There's a lot of horror, like even in the train, like when the lights are just turning off and then on again. I really liked how they threw those horror aspects into like an action anime movie.
Yeah, it definitely it got dark at times. It was like, holy smokes, like this is there was the one scene where when Tanjiro was fighting the demon and he put him in that one dream where his family was like, saying like, oh, you should have died. Like, why was it us? If you were here, this wouldn't have happened. And it's just like, the screen's all red and like bloody. And it's just like, holy smokes. Like, a kid wouldn't be able to watch this. Like,
oh yeah, no. And the weird thing is there was like a little kid watching the movie when we were there. I saw her walking out with her mom at the end. I was like,
yeah,
that's an interesting choice.
I think a lot of people need to realize that a lot of animes aren't meant for children. Like,
yeah,
they're not cartoons. Some of them are like, things like Dragon Ball and Naruto. Yeah, I think those are ones that younger kids can watch, but Demon Slayer is definitely not one of those.
Yeah, no, Demon Slayer is definitely one of the more violent ones I've watched. It's probably below Death Note, but still up there.
Yeah, for sure.
And obviously probably below Attack on Titan as well. A bit.
100% below. Yeah, it's definitely below Attack on Titan.
Yeah, Attack on Titan is Titan's biting people in half.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess just back to the movie, talking about the horror. Yeah, but I felt they really balanced out that like horror and like dark aspect with like some really like lighthearted stuff. Like at the beginning when everyone's just like fangirling over Rengoku in the train, they're like floating around him. Like that part was probably the funniest part for me. Like that was hilarious.
100%. I also have to say, I think the soundtrack was phenomenal in it. During like the final fight, especially, it was like it sounded like there was like just some dubstep playing, and I was like, holy, this is crazy. It was definitely getting me like hyped up watching it.
Yeah, no, it went really well with just like the speed they were fighting at. And like it gave me some Dragon Ball Z vibes because then on the side, Tanjiro's like watching them fight and he can't even see the movie. And he's like, I can't even see where they are right now. And that happens like way too much in Dragon Ball Z where everyone's like, oh, I can't even see Goku.
Yeah,
I still so that definitely gave some vibes. Oh yeah, no. Dragon Ball's a must watch. I feel like it's a bit repetitive, but and it has a lot of filler, but it's worth it. Yeah. I think that's about all the positives of the movie.
I also think it was good for Inosuke's character development. I feel like there's going to be a lot more that we see of him because it's when the movie ended, Inosuke's known as the guy who's lively and never upset, but at the end of that movie, he kind of gave that speech to Zenitsu and Tanjiro when they were like crying, and Inosuke's like, where's this gonna get you? Where's this crying gonna get you? Well, he's still like bawling his eyes out at the same time. And I think it's, he keeps like realizing he's not as strong as he is, and I feel like it's gonna be a big character building thing for him. And of course the same with Tanjiro. Like he's only gonna get stronger now. We had, Rengoku tell him about the flame users like book that Rengoku's dad has had, and I just think Tanjiro's character development is gonna just skyrocket as well.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree about Inosuke and all that because I feel like it kind of also showed that like Tanjiro is maybe rubbing off on him a bit from like just hanging out with him so much. And because Tanjiro is just like such a pure hearted guy. Like you even see it in the movie when they go into his dream realm and his is just all like sunshine and blue skies.
Yeah.
Whereas Inosuke's is like a freaking like a tunnel.
Yeah, the cave with the centipede train on it.
Yeah, that was funny. That was funny as well.
Yeah.
Oh, and then
of course Zenitsu was the best one though.
Yeah, we're just running around with Nezuko.
Yeah.
And then he's sneaking up on the guy with hedge clippers. I thought he was gonna decapitate that guy. That was
no, so funny.
Yeah.
Man.
Zenitsu was another person I really liked in this movie. He kind of does like his usual thing where he's like really scared all the time, but then we do see him pop off in the middle again. Of course,
yeah.
Always doing his what is it? Is it thunder or lightning stance or lightning breathing?
His thunder breathing.
Thunder breathing, yeah. When he does that in the train, that was pretty dope. That was definitely.
Of course, it always is when he does.
Yeah, I hope he eventually finds a way to just do that without like passing out first.
Yeah, I am curious to see what's gonna happen with that. I feel like that's not gonna go anywhere. I do feel like he will be less scared though in the future. Mm-hmm. Like not as scared as he normally is.
Yeah, it was weird when I before I saw Demon Slayer, I'd seen the clip of him decapitating that one demon like in the house that moves around and everything from that scene. Yeah, like probably the most popular clip of him online. But when I saw that clip, I thought, oh man, this guy's cold as hell. Like what the hell? But then I saw the show and then and then I saw the show and like the first thing we see of him is him being like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. Oh, and he's just scared all the time. So I was like, this is the same guy. Like,
It definitely shocked me, because it's the same thing with me. I've seen the clips on TikTok of him decapitating the one demon, and then even the second time, the spider as well, where he has like all the lightning kind of coming out of him, and I'm like, I can already tell this guy's gonna be the coldest character in the show.
Mm-hmm.
And it's exactly to your point. When we first see him, he's just like freaking out. He's obsessed with every girl he sees pretty much, and it's just like, is this really the same character? But I definitely think, in my opinion, he does have the coolest like form of breathing, like the thunder breathing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it looks sick when he does it, and especially with his yellow sword. Like, that thing is cool.
Oh, so nice. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess the final thing I want to touch on with the pauses of the movie is the emotional aspects. We see Tanjiro in his dream state living with his family, who in the first episode gets murdered by a demon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I feel like that was like a really good kind of emotional journey for him in the movie, living with them, but then realizing it's a dream and having to leave that world that he was really wanted back, kind of thing.
Yeah, 100%. It was almost getting me emotional seeing that stuff, and it's just like,
mm-hmm.
It gives you like more, I don't even know, like input to his life and how he never wanted to become a demon slayer, and he kind of just felt as if he had to. And then for him to have the willpower to commit suicide in his dream, so he'd like wake up.
Mm-hmm.
It was just, I don't know, it was definitely almost motivational in a way, if you could say.
No, like, because even like you said, in the dream he says that he wishes his life would have never changed, like that he had never been sent down the path of being a demon slayer, because he wishes he could have just lived his normal life with his family. And that, it kind of shows that, well, I guess what I just said, like, he really wishes his life was the way it was. But then when it came down to it, he made the decision, no, I gotta like help save all these people in this train. I gotta help save my friends. I can't just live in this like false reality anymore. And that was pretty cool. I also felt a little emotional during that,
Yeah.
I felt the tears welling up, just like when I couldn't get the butter on my popcorn.
Yeah, exactly. I think you were
similar emotions.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Okay, so I guess now we can get into, there's not many, but some of the negatives of this movie. Now, one that I thought was in terms of the villains, the antagonists of this movie. Now, the first villain is the I honestly don't remember his name. The one who takes control of the train.
Names. Yeah.
Because the actual demon himself isn't like super present. It's more the people he gets to like infiltrate these people's dreams. And then we just kind of flash to like him on top of the train being like, oh, everyone's asleep. Oh, everyone's dreaming. Oh, someone's woken up. What? Just kind of like that.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I feel like that last episode where it kind of introduced him, we are expecting something a lot stronger and a lot more. And it was kind of just like, it was like you said, basically like all he was trying to do was basically put the characters to sleep. And it's like, once all of them woke up from it, Tanjiro was able to quickly figure out how to avoid it. And then it didn't even affect Inosuke at all because of his mask. And it's kind of just like, I was definitely underwhelmed for sure. I was definitely expecting something a lot more.
Yeah, like the villain wasn't all bad though. Like the fight part where just all the eyes are looking at Inosuke and Tanjiro keeps falling asleep and having to like kill himself in his dream to wake up. And then the part where like he almost killed himself in real life, and then Inosuke has to remind him that, hey, you're actually awake right now.
Yeah,
like that whole bit there was really cool.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Like, it was definitely like a cool, I think, power that he had, but it was kind of like the only one that he had in a way. And I kind of just like wish, because like when you think about it, we didn't even really see him fight, because it was his neck became part of the train, and all it took was for them to cut that part, and that was it. Like, he was dead. We didn't get to see a minus when he kept putting Tanjiro to sleep with his hand, and then Tanjiro killed like that, decapitated him off the fake body, we didn't really get to see, him fight, I feel like, to the degree that we thought we were going to.
Yeah. And like I see why he felt underwhelming, because he was just kind of a setup for that end villain, like the top 3 guy from the Kazuki. Yeah, Kazuki. I thought I said like kazoo for a sec.
No, you got it.
Yeah, top 3 kazoo.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he was just a setup for that, but I still felt like it was a little underwhelming of a villain. But yeah, let's get into the other villain, because that was a part where I really liked this villain, but also they kind of just came out of nowhere. Was my main gripe with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like it just seemed like they defeated the who we thought was the main villain. They cut the train neck, whatever it was. They were dead, and then all of a sudden this random demon just pulls up out of nowhere.
Yeah, it was definitely very, very random. Even in the movie, it's like the characters were saying like, where did he come from? Why is he here? And I feel like we'll eventually find out. But I'm just wondering if it's the whole, they knew there was a Hashira on the train, so we're going to send in one of the upper 3 to go deal with him. I'm just wondering if that's just my guess on what it was or what it is. But yeah, it is very weird how he just came in so randomly.
Yeah, and I feel like with movies like this where it ties in as like a canon piece to the series, like it makes sense that they might be waiting to explain how all that happened in season 2. But I feel like for people who maybe haven't seen Demon Slayer before and they just go and see this movie, like obviously you probably should have seen Demon Slayer if you're seeing this movie, but for those who haven't, they might be very confused as to where this guy came from and who he is.
Yeah, it definitely, and it's not even like we were ever introduced to him in the show either.
So yeah, we just knew about the Kizuki. Like we don't know who he specifically is.
Exactly. He is the first of the like top 6 of the 12 Kazuki that we've seen. But again, it was a very, I feel like, is abrupt the word, like a very abrupt intro.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's the word.
I mean, yeah. Who cares? This ain't an English podcast. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But honestly, all that aside, the final fight, as we've said, was insane. So like I really didn't care who he was when I was watching it, because it was just like nuts to watch. And you could tell how like strong this guy was. So that was a very like minor thing, I think, that like we didn't get introduced to him beforehand, because it also added like an aura of like mystery as to who this guy was.
For sure.
Yeah, so like the not knowing could also be seen as a positive in a way, I guess.
Yeah, I think it definitely could be, because it's gonna, build up more hype for the actual like TV series, I think.
And then one other thing that could be a negative or a positive, spoiler alert, our boy Rengoku dies at the end of this. R.I.P. the Mandem. Oh God.
Yeah, I mean, you know that I wasn't super happy about that, but I wasn't happy because it's like, here they are introducing this extremely like cool character, and I feel like in such a like short time that he was like in, it's like they did it. You know what? I think they wrote him very well, because they made it so you like him so quickly, I think. And I think there's a lot of people while watching the movie that were like, you know what, like this guy's gonna be my favorite character. Like this is my favorite character now. And for them to just like kill him off like that, I think it shows that. I think it's a very. I'm annoyed that they killed him, because I like him a lot. But it's very good writing, and it shows clearly that the writers are not scared to kill off characters. And I think again, it's just going to be very good for the character development of Tanjiro, Zenitsu, and Inosuke.
Yeah, and I think it really just sets up how strong the Kizuki are as well, considering one of them killed like who we think is one of the strongest of the Hashira as well.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I didn't even like think of it that way, but for sure, it definitely is going to show that, and Tanjiro wants to kill like the leader of the demon. So it's like, imagine, a top, again, is who we think is one of the top ranked Hashira can't defeat an upper three. It's like, Tanjiro's going to have to put in a lot of work to be able to kill that, the final guy. I can't remember what his name is. It's like, is it Mizoon, I think?
Something like that. I couldn't even tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then that's just like Tanjiro at the end when he's crying like a lot. He's basically saying like I can never, like, every time I improve, like there's always someone who's better than me, like talking about the demon and talking about Rengoku, and he's like, how can I like get that strong? And he's like really like torn up about not being able to get to that level just yet. But I think what he doesn't realize that it takes years of training to get to that level. So
yeah, and of course, sorry.
Oh yeah, sorry, go on. Like, yeah, as the series goes on, I guess we'll see that progression of him into that like upper level Hashira character. Hopefully, unless he dies. But
yeah, exactly. I definitely agree. I think and as we've already seen, he's the main character. Ultimately, he's probably going to end up. Although, who knows? You know what? It might not be a cliche ending to this series at all.
That's true.
But I think it's just, we're going to see, because Tanjiro's already shown that he develops a lot faster than the others, and his heart's in it, his willpower. We saw near the end of the first season when he's doing all the training while Zenitsu and Inosuke are still sleeping in during the training. And, Tanjiro clearly shows that he's willing to put in that effort to become the best.
Yeah, no, he's definitely got what it takes, and I'm really hoping he, becomes the eventual Hashira member. So we shall see about that. So yeah, those are really the only negatives I had about the movie. Obviously, the death of Rengoku isn't really a negative or a positive. Like it happened. We got to deal with that. Yeah, still RIP to the GOAT. Yeah. Goat swords, exactly. And one of the coolest swords in the series right there. Oh
yeah, his was very cool.
So I guess now that we've talked about the movie, let's just talk about how we think this could lead into season 2 and just some predictions we have.
Yeah, so I want you to go first. I want to hear your
yeah. So obviously with the death of Rengoku, RIP the Mandem for the third time, I think there's going to be some definite drama in the Hashira, everyone's going to be kind of mourning the death of their friend, whatnot, kind of realizing that the demons are such a huge threat. I mean, they already do, but just realizing to what extent they are a threat. And we might then see more team ups of the Hashira members with Tanjiro and the gang, just so they have that manpower behind them, knowing that these top level demons are like coming after them now. And I think I told you this in the car on the way back from the movie, but with Gyu, I think I hope, my prediction is that he's going to have a bigger role in this next season. And I think this might be wishing too much, but I think the final fight at the end of the season might be Tanjiro and Gyu taking on that demon that killed Rengoku.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a fair assumption. I think that Guy will definitely become more involved. Because again, we saw towards the end of like the first season, they were showing him off a lot more. He was one of the ones that made the whole deal with like, yeah, if Nezuko attacks a human, like I will like kill myself if that happens. Like, and I'm hoping Tanjiro's gonna go back to where all the demon slayers, all the Hashira live. And I'm hoping that, he might get trained by Gyu as well. Unless he goes back to training with Kocho. I'm not sure what's going to happen with that, but I want to see him and Gyu work together. Because as we know too, Tanjiro's main breathing form is the water breathing, which Gyu also uses. Um, but I'm also possibly thinking that maybe Tanjiro and Rengoku's little brother, could end up
Yeah.
working together. That's something that I think could possibly happen.
No, I was actually going to bring that up because in the movie, we obviously see in Rengoku's dreams, we see his younger brother asking him about, like, oh, do you think I can also become a Hashira one day? Like, will father be proud of me and all this? And we see like glimpses of his brother, and we don't really know if his brother's like still alive or not because we don't see that far into the dream. We don't see like the future of what happened with his brother. But yeah, I definitely think that his brother could and probably will make an appearance, whether it's next season or the season after. I'm thinking it's going to be this season though, just because of how recent the movie was and like timing to that.
Right. And this is us assuming he's still alive too.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
but I definitely think that's how it could be because again, Rengoku said to Tanjiro, like, go to my home back at like the whole Hashira housing area,
Yeah.
and find like the stuff that my dad used to read about flame breathing, because Tanjiro's I think he does fire. His fire breathing is what he's learning about, and the whole thing was like flame breathing's not the same as fire, but it can help him with that. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
thinking that Rengoku's brother is going to be there, and he's going to have found out from the head of the demon slayers, I can't forget his name, that your brother died, and I feel like that's
Mm-hmm.
going to push Rengoku's brother to maybe go on a bit of a revenge tour, perhaps.
Definitely. Yeah, one other thing is, oh, what was I? Oh yeah, I really hope we find out more about Tanjiro's father actually, because in season one we found out like a bit about it, and we know that he practiced the he does the fire
Fire,
yeah,
yeah.
fire, yeah, we know that he practiced the fire breathing technique, so I almost want to see if maybe his father had a history with the demon slayers at all, because that seems like something that you wouldn't just practice without having like knowledge of demons and the demon slayers and everything.
Yeah, for sure. And when it would show when it showed in the first season, and he was doing that whole kind of dancing thing, like he was holding what looked to be a sword. Like it was
Mm-hmm.
made out of wood, but it was kind of in the shape of a sword. So yeah, I definitely agree with that. I would like to see like more about Tanjiro's father, because you know we don't even, how is it that he died? Was it illness? I can't remember if it said it in the first
Yeah,
season or not.
like I remember at one part the Tanjiro just mentions in the flashback that his father looks like really like skinny and pale.
Yes,
It's like
yes,
we know he's probably either like sick or just like isn't eating at all or something. I'm guessing
yeah,
sick, but
yeah, yeah. So I'm definitely, yeah, you definitely bring up a good point with that. I would definitely like to see more about Tanjiro's father. And I obviously want to continue to see the whole, as we're definitely going to see the Nezuko Tanjiro team ups, because Nezuko
mm-hmm.
figured out her whole blood demon art in the end with the
Yeah.
flaming blood, I think it was called. I can't remember, but yeah, I'm definitely very curious to see what's going to happen with that.
Yeah, I think with Nezuko, obviously she's probably not going to be turned back into a human just yet. I think that's probably going to happen
No,
most likely at the end of the series, if I had to guess. Because
yeah,
yeah, once she's turned back into a human, she can't do any of this cool stuff anymore.
yeah, I think it would just, because Tanjiro's whole goal for becoming a demon slayer was, of course, so he could help turn Nezuko back into a human. And
Mm-hmm.
who knows? Maybe one of the other big characters, dies, and Tanjiro, he gets Nezuko back into a person, and he's like, you know what, I'm going to continue to do this. Although I guess now that I think about it, he'd have to end up like probably killing the final demon slayer, like the head of just the demons. Yeah, I don't even know. I actually have no idea how this show could possibly end.
Oh, well, one other thing I just thought of. Do you think we could possibly see Nezuko turn back into a human at some point before like the final season and then become a demon slayer herself?
Yeah, so that's kind of what I'm thinking, because I feel
Mm-hmm.
like it requires Tanjiro to kill the final demon, like the head of the demons. I can't remember. It sucks I can't remember his name, but
Mm-hmm.
and I'm thinking like if Tanjiro kills him, would that kill the rest of the demons, because a lot of the demons kind of have his blood in them, right?
Yeah,
so
that's
it's like
true.
if he's dead, then I feel like the other demons I don't know if would they just die, or I'm curious. Because I'm very curious as to what would happen with that. So I don't know. I feel like we won't see Nezuko turned back into a human until the very end. But again, I'm curious to if she did, like, what would happen afterwards.
Yeah, no, exactly. So yeah, I feel like we've had some good predictions there for season 2. Do you have any others, or do you think we covered everything?
I think that's pretty much about it. I definitely just one of the main things I want is to see more of Giyu and just all of the Hashira in general, which I think will happen.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of members we haven't seen. I really want to see that guy who has the double blades on his back.
Oh yes, yeah. I think we definitely will see a lot more of these characters, and I think we'll see more of oh, I'm so bad with some of the names of the characters in this show. The girl that that Tanjiro, the one that would flip the coin to, like, so she could make her decisions. I feel like we'll see more of her in season 2 as well.
Yeah, honestly, I saw a little romantic connection there. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. I definitely think that she has a little crush on Tanjiro for sure.
Yeah, Tanjiro might have to slide into the DMs there. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, for sure. I think he definitely should. Shoot or shoot.
Oh yeah. Slayer's slay, bro.
Yeah.
All right. So now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's get into our ratings of the movie. So it's on a scale of 1 to 5. I'll give mine first. I'm gonna give this movie a 4 out of 5.
Yeah, I was thinking either a high. Are we allowing, like, decimals in this?
Yes. Decimals are allowed.
Yeah, I was thinking like a high, like a 3.8, but rounded up to a 4. I definitely, I feel like if Rengoku didn't die, I'd give it an easy 4. But like when I look at it, like, realistically, I think that's definitely something that's going to be big for the character development of, again, Zenitsu, Inosuke, and Tanjiro. So yeah, I'm gonna have to give it a 4. Just the animation was outrageously good for one. The soundtrack and the positives that we both shared, like, outweighed the negatives, I think. And I can't give it a 5 because again, there were obviously negatives. It wasn't a perfect movie. But yeah, I'm definitely super excited to see where this is going to lead as far as it goes for season 2.
Yeah, and I'm kind of hoping in the future they'll do this kind of at the end of every season. There's just like a movie.
Yeah.
Because obviously in the manga, I'm guessing season 1 happens and then the next arc is the Mugen Train. But I guess they just turned that arc into a movie in itself because maybe it's supposed to be a smaller arc.
Yes, that is what happened, because when I was looking at the mangas for Demon Slayer in the store, I was looking through some of the, like, volumes within the 20s, and they were all from when they were on the train.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm hoping they do more of these because it's so fun just to see them, not just in theaters, but in general, like these full-length anime movies. Even when I saw Dragon Ball Super Broly, like, that was just such a chef's kiss.
Yeah. I'm just waiting for the Jujutsu Kaisen one to come out in December now.
Yeah, I still gotta watch the season 1 of that. How many episodes is it?
24, I believe.
Oh, that's doable. Okay.
Yeah, it's either 24 or it's 26, like Demon Slayer. I think it's 24.
Is the movie going to be in theaters or is it just on Crunchyroll?
Right now, it might just be on Crunchyroll. I'm not 100%. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if it's been confirmed yet.
Okay. Yeah, no, there's definitely more anime I need to watch besides just like Demon Slayer and whatnot. But yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to finishing up Black Clover. I want to watch Jujutsu Kaisen. There's a bunch on the list.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot for me too. See, I want to watch Black Clover, but man, I just got to try and rifle through One Piece because it's a long way to go, and I don't know if I could start another long show like Black Clover.
Well,
while
yeah, but
watching it.
One Piece is still going as well, right?
Yes, that is true. I was actually just talking to a coworker who got me into it today, and he was saying that it is a possibility of it going on for 5 more years.
Oh God.
Yeah, when there's already, I believe, 900. The newest episode's coming out tonight, and I think there's already like 980 something episodes.
Oof. What episode are you
Yeah.
on now?
Three. Oh, man, I think like 330 something.
I mean, you're making good progress. You're
Yeah,
like a third of the
it's
way
only
there,
been about a month
basically.
and a half, and I've watched that much, so it goes to show how much I'm enjoying it. I've skipped the fillers, of course, too,
Yeah,
which
as one
definitely
does.
helped. Made that mistake with original Naruto, and a lot of Shippuden. Then I was like, okay, some of these episodes are definitely not part of the actual story. And when I realized I could skip those episodes, it definitely did make it a lot more enjoyable.
Yeah, no, that's definitely what I'm gonna have to do with Naruto because like I want to say there's 8 seasons of original Naruto and I was on season 6, and then like I was telling you, I checked the thing online and just like all the rest of the series is just
The
filler.
entire rest of that, it is crazy, and it's definitely my number one, but that's it's one of those things that I don't know why they do it. And that's one thing I think that the new animes do a very good job of not having filler, or like most episodes of new animes are like completely canon. And I think that is really good. One Piece also has a ton of filler. Like you said, Dragon Ball has a ton of filler. But ultimately, those are like Bleach, I've heard, has a lot of filler as well. But it's those are the kingpins of the anime like world right there. So people can complain about the fillers of those shows all they want, but they're kind of what kickstarted the whole thing. And of course, Cowboy Bebop and those ones too. But think about the big ones, and it's all about Dragon Ball, Naruto, and One Piece and Bleach.
Yeah, no, I definitely like the trend that's going on now though with the lack of filler because like Demon Slayer season 1, I don't think there was a single episode of filler.
No, not that I can think of. And that's the thing. If there was a filler episode, it would have been like you wouldn't have even really guessed.
Yeah, because every episode at least had something that like contributed to the overall story.
Yes, exactly. And I think that's kind of just how it needs to be. I think that a lot of the older animes did the fillers between. That was another problem, is they do these fillers between like something very big that's going on, and then it's like, oh, filler episode now. And it's like, people are like, oh, it's for comedic relief. Like, I get that, but something that can sometimes ruin shows for people.
Don't get me wrong, there's some great filler episodes. Dragon Ball Z especially has one where Goku and Piccolo take the driving test. That episode is prime as an iconic Dragon Ball Z episode. But then there's like other ones, like in Naruto, one of the ones where they're like on that quest to find that bug. That was just, I felt like hours of my life had been wasted watching these guys trying to find a bug.
Yeah, that was brutal. Shippuden has some good filler. It's mainly the ones on Itachi and Kakashi's backstories. But what was also a very good filler was the Curry one in Naruto. That one is actually a pretty good one. I don't know. Did you see that one?
Yeah, I saw the beginning part of that one because I got to the part where they first go to the curry place.
Okay, see, you know what? That's actually a good filler. A lot of people agree that is actually a good filler episode. So,
yeah. No, I'm definitely glad though that filler seems to be a thing of the past. Like Death Note didn't have filler. Devilman Crybaby was a pretty short series, but it didn't have filler.
Yeah.
Does Jujutsu Kaisen have filler?
There's some episodes that say are very that are completely important to watch, but every single episode, in my opinion, was good. Like even there's one episode where they play a baseball game.
Okay.
It's actually a very, very entertaining episode. And you know what? No, it is canon. I think every episode in Jujutsu Kaisen is canon. People might crucify me for this, but I'm pretty sure it is all completely canon.
Yeah, no, fingers crossed that trend continues because I much prefer when there is no filler present in a series.
Yeah, it makes it a lot nicer because, with One Piece right now, every time I'm watching, I got to pull up the filler list on my phone to make sure I'm not about to watch one.
Yeah, no, I'm like 10 episodes into Black Clover, and so far there's been no filler. So I'm thinking that one also doesn't have any, but I mean, I think it's like 4 or 5 seasons, so we'll have to see about that.
Yeah, for sure. Check the filler list out for that.
Yeah.
If there is one, of course.
Yeah. All right. So I guess on that note, we're basically done here. But first, I got to shout out the social media guys. If you like what you see here, you want to see some fun clips, see updates on when new stuff's coming out, follow me on Instagram at Film Time with Fava, or follow me on my personal account. You get to see some snazzy pics of myself looking like a beast at Favalicious, and on Twitter at A_Fab24. And Eric, would you like to shout out your social media?
Yeah, just give the Instagram. It's Eric_Van Rassel on Instagram.
All right. You just got yourself a whole possible follower.
I appreciate it.
All right. So, guys, let's all give Eric a big round of applause for coming on the show, holding his own with the interview juggernaut known as Anthony Fava,
Thank you. Yeah, you're definitely applying some pressure.
Oh, yeah. I'm always applying the pressure, It's not easy in the hot seat on Film Time with Fava, but I think you did a great job, all things considering.
Oh, thank you. No, I really appreciate you having me, It was good to see, go and see that movie with you, We're the only two in our friend group who watch anime. So,
no, exactly. I mean, Adam watches it a bit now, but
yeah, actually, you know what? Yeah, he's gotten into that now. But yeah, man, I appreciate it. This is really fun. Yeah, keep doing your thing too with it, man. You're doing a great job.
Thank you. Always nice to hear. Yeah, so guys, thank you for watching. This is episode 10. Still can't believe we're at 10 episodes already. I'll have to do something special for probably episode 50. But yeah, no, thanks everyone for watching. We're getting big views on Twitter. Let's get those YouTube views up though. The AFAB channel needs a little reboot these days.
Yeah, get them going. Shout out to AFAB. Seriously.
let's hit 200 subs.
Yeah.
Yeah, but okay, guys. I'm Anthony Fava. This has been Eric Van Rassel, our amazing guest. And guys, as always, this is as real as it gets. I'll see you next time.